good afternoon. How are you doing today? True Blue Tie here from Thailand. Hope you're doing well. It's one put Wednesday. For instance, here in Thailand, Tuesday afternoon. So hope you're doing well, for instance, and another warm day, humid day, for instance. Went for a run this morning up to the market. Nice, humid. Maybe a rain cloud hanging around somewhere, but for instance, clear, which is nice. No smog and quieter. I get the impression of quieter. You know, we had loads of motorbikes riding around at goddamn what time last night? It was just ridiculous. A lot of there's getting less and less foreigners here. They're all going home now. Go away. Less high season now, for instance, and more relaxed season now, for instance. I quite like the low season. So for instance, and if you know what's going on in Thailand at the moment, with all you stupid phalangs coming over here and behaving badly, oi, unbelievable. Thinking you can do what you want. You cannot. Respect the country. Wear one of these. They're called a t-shirt. Nobody wants to see your fat stomachs. Don't care if you're built like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Nobody wants to see it. Nobody wants to see your bad attitude. Hello, chickens. Anyway, so let's move on. Man City for instance, played last night, was called the under 18s. Watched the game. For instance, really looking forward to it. If we would have won, we would have been back to back. For instance, wins. Okay, for the first time, and playing Aston Villa at Villa Park, very well attended. 25,000 there, amazing, really was. For I think it was a holiday in the UK. For instance, but it was very well attended. And to say the truth, the best side won, really, honestly. Even though I hate saying it. After the City went 1-0 up after the first few minutes, I thought, good, here we go. And for instance, I think Clive Allen was doing the co-commentary, and good to see him. But it was then bias towards Villa. But for instance, I think overall they did a good job. And but the problem is the best team won, really. And Villa played very well. So, for instance, heartbreaking though it is, but for instance, some of the Villa goals actually was excellent. Second and the third goal, hit it from outside the box and boom. Second and the third goal, etc. Just caught us on the break. Very similar to I was watching the WSL, the 2-2 against United, and I thought it was very similar. For instance, because I thought, for instance, the City were playing all the advancing, and playing all the side-to-side football and and whatever. But I thought the other teams kind of like did what they need to do and get the job done, for instance, and be clinical. And I think between the WSL, the Man City United game, and this game, 3-1 game, for instance, was very similar, really, because I thought they were very the two of the teams very for instance the away team, sorry, what's it called, the team we're playing against, United and Villa, what's it called, were very clinical on what they needed to do. So for instance, where City weren't. And unfortunately, for instance, even though I regard Man City having the better amount of chances and possessions, I thought overall the teams, etc., we didn't break them down enough, and that's kind of partly our responsibility at the moment. I think we're not as clinical in our football, and it seems to be going through the not just the men's senior side, not the women's side, and the youth side, etc. Seems all the way through. So we're not clinical when we take our chances. And so there you go. But let me just go through the squad, because I think they deserve a name. For instance, so City had Walmouth in goal. Walmouth, Parker, Noble, Muffini, Braithwaite captain, replaced by Fletcher on the 80th minute. Miles, Thomas 71st minute, came on Gorman, Samba on the 67th minute, Masaka, Dunbar, McDonald, Henderson half. Henderson Hall came on the 45 minutes. Warhus and Heskey. So unused subs were Hudson, Millwood, and Drake. But But I think overall, yeah, I thought they did very, very well. I thought our first goal badly played out by the goalkeeper. For instance, kind of directly to one of our players, etc. For instance, who passed it to Manny War, who scored in the second minute. I thought, yeah, happy days. And then they went off and got a corner, and it was easy. What's the goal? There was no defending, and it was bang back to the net, 1-1. And and then, for instance, on the 31st minute, Cole Brannigan scored for them. A Braskin, amazing shot where outside the box, for instance, to make it 2-1. And then they wrapped it up in the 61st minute as Man City were pressing to make it. And with Jamilza Jimo Adobe on the 66th minute. So, yeah. But overall, I think City played very, very well. What's it called? No disgrace to get to the final. We've already won our league, the Northern League, so for instance, and credit to get to the final as well. Shows the strength of our academy. It was good, but I thought Aston Villa were the better team. Had a home support, but amazing support. But yeah, but overall, I thought, for instance, they can't leave the Villa Park, etc. We're unashamed. So, but we go on now. I think we having already claimed the lead title last week. City are back in action in the final game of the regular Premier League under 18th North campaign on Saturday, the 10th of May, when they visit Newcastle. Kick-off at the North is slated at 10:30. I think it's a.m. UK time. So yeah, we've already won it. So I think it's on. Hopefully we can finish off on a high against Newcastle. But yeah, congratulations to the under 18s. Shame, I was looking forward to it. Good game, but a lot of very fast, very lot of skill. And I hear in my ear, for instance, that our new sporting director is what's it called? He's watching our youth academy, and he's quite interested in our youth academy. So which is interesting. And so yeah, so if I can get some information up, yeah. So he was showing an interest in our youth academy, and certain players. He's been asking about them, so that's interesting. Something what's the goal? Which slipped by a lot of people think yesterday. Right, okay. So no other news. Well, not so much news. Happy birthday to Matej Kovacic, what 31st birthday today. What's it called? Yeah, so happy birthday to you, sir. Not old, just smart. Getting better with age. It's good, but like a good bottle of wine. So happy for him. 6 years ago today, Vincent Company did the famous Leicester kick. Don't shoot, Vinny, don't shoot. Yes, which has definitely got his statue. Thank you, Gary Neville. So we are table update. 18 points behind Liverpool, 3 points behind Arsenal, 1 point ahead of Newcastle and Chelsea, 3 points ahead in North Forest. 4 points ahead in Aston Villa. Okay, so again, talk about North Forest. They played yesterday. They played against Brighton, and for instance, they got a point. They came back from 1-0 down to get a point. Normally, for instance, that would have been a credible point, but in the context of things, it puts them, for instance, not in a good position as far as the what's it called? The table is concerned, and what you need to do. They've got 2 easy games left. I think they've got to go Leicester and West Ham, but for instance, considering a few weeks ago you had Forest at third, and they've always looked like they were going to qualify for the Champions League, finish third, blah blah blah, and now they're in sixth. They've got 61 points. For instance, playing the same amount of games. Man City got 64, and so they got a couple of games. What's it called? They got to play. But I think they've also got to play one of the top. I think it's Newcastle. They got to play. They got to play Chelsea. Yeah, they got to play one of those. But they've got a couple of winnable games against Leicester and West Ham. But I've been dropping two points in 2 games, lost the previous game, and dropped points yesterday. It just shows you how quick change is it. Quick change. So as it stands at the end of the this week's campaign, so City, Arsenal, we can bring Arsenal in. They are second on 67, Man City third on 64, Newcastle fourth on 63, Chelsea fifth on 63 also, with Chelsea having the better goal average. No, same goal average, same goal difference. Okay. Normally, yeah, okay. Anyway, so and Notts Forest on sixth on 61, and Aston Villa on 60 points. So, but still very close. All to play for. Since we got Southampton next game, so we should do that, and then we got Bournemouth at home, and Kevin De Bruyne's last game, and then we've got the FA Cup final in between, and then we go to Fulham. For instance, yeah. Last game. So hopefully Fulham's on the bench at the time. So for instance, but we'll see. Hopefully we'll get it wrapped up in the next 2 games, but we'll see. Also, talk about Kevin De Bruyne. There was an interesting article yesterday I read about the fact that 2 years ago, Kevin De Bruyne, there might be a door ajar over for Kevin De Bruyne to stay, because I think this is coming down to the fact that the Club World Cup and his contract runs out in the middle of the Club World Cup. He wants to stay. But there's a chat or an interest that, for instance, Kevin De Bruyne could be an interesting to keep him at City for one more season. So I hope that happens. I really do. I can really see Verts. I don't know whether Verts coming, staying, or going, or what. Someone said he wants to come City. His father wants to stay at Mutin, but there's nothing been agreed. But for instance, I just do believe. For instance, losing an asset like Kevin De Bruyne, who's got us basically 6 points, got us to where we are today, in more ways than one, in 4 trophies, and also in the last 2 games, or basically the last couple of games. For instance, what's it called? That goal against Wolves is now pivotal towards us in the Champions League. The goal and the comeback against Palace. So I just think, for instance, unless we got somebody directly in replacement, and Gibbs White is not a replacement for him, then I think we should definitely keep him, because again, regardless, I know he's a lot of money, but if he can come on them, I don't know if is it about money? Do you think Kevin De Bruyne would come down his salary? Do you think Kevin De Bruyne would say, no, you've got to pay me this 400,000? Or is it just a football thing? But I just think it's smart for Man City to keep him for one more season. I just think that, for instance, losing a guy like Kevin De Bruyne, who's shown in the Palace and Wolves games how valuable he is. And why people have been so complacent and talking about moving on and blah 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 and that, we're not talking about Kovacic here. We're not talking about for instance, Gundogan. We're talking about Kevin De Bruyne, a man who can change games, and he's changed games twice against Palace and Wolves. So and while he's doing it, for instance, he's not going to stop doing it if you give him a contract. And if we're not going to get Verse, then for instance, and Gibbs White, and we don't know how much we're going to expect to pay for him, and what's good, and whoever's on the. For instance, unless City come up, we've got a name, for instance, which we don't know about. But other than that, for instance, the guys I know at the moment, you either got Rodrigo, who's going to cost 100 million, which he's not going to City going to play for. Then you've got this guy called, for instance, another guy, for instance, what was your name? But he was going to cost something like 70 million if we get him. But is he good enough as Kevin De Bruyne? Okay. Nobody knew how good Kevin De Bruyne was going to be, and we certainly got slagged off because of getting to Kevin De Bruyne. But when he first came, and nobody knew how good Rodri was going to be. So we really don't know. But I just don't. I think we need to go into next season with a statement, and we need to, and we're not going to have time to bleed in players. We're going to have to start quickly, and if we're not, then I just think it's. I just don't understand why we can't keep Kevin De Bruyne just one more season. It just makes logical sense for me. I can't think of another Premier League signs, but if it goes to Chicago Fire, which he's been linked with, but there you go. But I don't know. I just think it's going to bug me now until basically the end of the season. We've got to keep Kevin De Bruyne or find a relatively good replacement, or somebody for him to do. I can say and say okay. But to go in blind into the new season without somebody like Kevin De Bruyne, I think it's just madness. I just think it is. I think it is. I just don't. Please like and subscribe. Tell me, am I right or wrong? Or am I just going? I'm just going crazy. Leia Alexandra going to the WSL. He's leaving us at the end of the season. Sorry, Leia. So she's going to go to Barcelona on a 3-year deal, but she's going on a free transfer. So shame, really. I love that Leia Alexandra. I thought she was a great player. So, but going to Barcelona past is new. Yeah, there you go. Hugo has been taking interest in the Man City's academy games and has been asking academy director Thomas Cutchin about certain individuals. So there, yeah. Again, if you can't get it from the what's it called from the supermarket, go direct to the tree and get it from the tree. We got a lot of good players, and showed the under-18s yesterday. Showed how good players we had. I was going to do a stats on somebody. That's just Jeremy Ducko. No. What was I going to say? No, just looking for anything else new. Cambiasso, I think that's a done deal. Ba, ba, ba. Who else? Do, 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 do. Sing a song. Yeah, I was just scratching for news. There's a lot of news which goes on, but a lot of it's all garbage. How these people get paid for this, I don't know. Cole Palmer's birthday as well. No, I think I'll leave it at that. Guys, like and subscribe. Tell me what you think. What's it called? But that's the News 24, City News 24. That's 24 hours of where we stand. And good, as I said, congratulations to Aston Villa. Well done. Played very, very well. Good game. Really exciting game. Nice. Really good time. Really enjoyed that. Watched that game. Unfortunately, the result wasn't great. After watching City go out into the I watched 3 City games now, 2 losses, 1 win. Thank God. And who's won? Who scored the only goal? Kevin De Bruyne. I'm going to say, get rid of him. Oh, God. So I need to pick myself up. So, but I got the Champions League this week and see what happens with Arsenal. And of course the Rags and Spurs. Oh, it's just can't happen. Arsene Wenger's come out and said you can't have a Champions League drop into just because you win the Europa. It can't happen. It really can't. We can't have the likes of Arsenal and Spurs finishing 16th and 17th position, etc., in the Champions League. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace to the Champions League. It really is. God. Anyway, guys, love you and leave you. Sorry, Cat from Thailand. Hope you're doing well. Have a good day. Like and subscribe. Tell me what you're thinking. Am I right or wrong? Am I still going? Do I need to get off the Kevin De Bruyne hype? Keeping train. Keep KKK. Keep Kevin De Bruyne. Yes. Keep King Kevin. Sorry. Keep King Kevin. Guys, love you and leave us. Sorry, Cat from Thailand.